think about breweries?
No, you can't do that. Come on. No.
If you ever make it, there's a cucumber drink. You gotta try it. It's really good.
All right, thank you.
What do you like to drink?
Beer, micheladas.
That's the spirit.
All right, that's it.
Thanks a lot.
That's all I'm giving you.
We're brewing in the city of Bell.
Border X, DJ Alcaraz, Lalo, Border X, Mexican, Bell Gardens, drinks, sour drinks, oh yeah, sour hits the spot, lemon, oh yeah, bunch of salt, laugh, delicious, oh.
All right, my name is Mary Medellin, and this is Border Vegan. About 11 to 13 vegan and cruelty-free vendors provide delicious vegan food and a cool shopping experience. Sometimes we get people who are offended by seeing a vendor who's trying to veganize, pozole. But for the most part, I feel like people have embraced, what it is that we're trying to do. A lot of them, if you actually talk to them, they're not even vegan. They just like the food, or they just want to try something new, or they just like the fact that there's options in their community. So it's really cool. And, we're very open to everybody. You can bring your family, you can bring your grandparents, you can even bring your dogs.
Si ahora llegaba a la cárcel y le vamos a decir, es su última comida, la última cosa que va a comer, lo vamos a ejecutar mañana. ¿Qué va a querer comer? ¿Qué escoge comer?
Que me cocinen una chamaca bien buena.
I'm Hector Tetris Arias. I went to Bell High School, grew up. This is my neighborhood. And right now we're at the SELA Art Center. You cool? Handle. I went to Loma Vista High School, neighborhood. Again, went to Nimitz. Nimitz was crazy. And Bell was crazier. So I had the whole graffiti influence. In my mom's house when I was like in high school and all that, like junior high, my whole backyard was all mopped up, like everything. And so my mom, like, she was really cool with me. Like, she let me express myself in the bag. And when I'm out there, I experience nature and it guides me. I'm from Michoacan. I was born out there. And over there, we do have a real nice river. And when I came out here, like, they told me, hey, look at the river. I'm like, what the fuck, where's the river at? Like, it was an ugly ass fucking concrete fucking river and shit. After, like, that was my backyard, like, cake bags from everything. That was like, after a while, I learned how to appreciate it. There's never been no art centers or nowhere where we could go and create art. There was a movement that kind of started like 10 years ago, where there's a group of people from Southeast LA, they're all artists, and we all kind of like stick together, and we just started building like from 10 years ago.
Hi, my name is Teresa Arias. I'm the Director of Communications for the SELA Art Center. Every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9:30 we do have live drawing classes, and it's an open session, no instructor, 18 plus, because we do have a professional nude model. Everybody can bring any kind of media. There's painting, drawing, chalk, digital. Normally these classes are out for college classes, college level classes. They have to travel to Hollywood, Silver Lake, and we wanted to create something locally so the artists around can just walk over, drive over, not have to worry about anything, and it's so accessible for everybody. It's all love. And we've created a beautiful family, and we're just going to keep growing. Every time we see more and more people, we meet more people, and
yeah, it could be like a revolution of people coming out, going in, getting educated, and they're coming back to the neighborhood and just giving back on whatever field they learn.
Everybody loves Mexican.
Oh, it's delicious.
What's your favorite?
Todas.
¿Mole?
Todas.
Todas las comidas mexicanas.
Nah.
Estamos en la ciudad de Bell, en el restaurante Mole de los Reyes. Nuestra especialidad, nuestras comidas, nuestros platillos es los moles. El lugar aquí es una zona industrial donde pues, la gente no lo mira, pero cuando ya la gente lo recomienda y lo vienen a buscar, regresan. También los chilaquiles en las mañanas son también la especialidad. Van a venir y van a hacer línea porque tienen que esperar, tienen que esperar la línea.
Espérense en línea. ¿Qué le dice a la gente que viene aquí no sabe dónde estacionarse?
A la gente que le gusta se estaciona hasta la vuelta. La comida pues es comida mexicana, tradicional de México. Todo el día café de olla. Ese platillo se llama maya. Lo que lleva arriba es yuca, lleva los camarones, los vegetales, arroz, una salsa de tequila.
¿Qué es los ingredientes que están ahí?
Ah, pues es le tengo que dar la receta.
¡Ah, no! Picoso.
Pues más o menos, no tanto.
Para los huevos.
No pica, no te lo pruebas. Nuestra horchata no es como la típica. Nuestra horchata es de semilla de calabaza. Como dices tú, vendemos hasta 2 botes al día. Los invitamos, cuando gusten, sean bienvenidos a venir a conocer nuestros platillos.
¿Qué piensa usted de gente que son drogadictos y a lo mejor necesitan ayuda? ¿Sería bien cobrar unos taxes para ayudarles? ¿Qué piensa usted? Está difícil la situación, ¿verdad? You want to try one of these peppers?
Oh, shit.
So, my name's Francis River. I'm the farm manager here at Grow Good. We're a nonprofit organization that works directly in partnership with the Salvation Army Bell Shelter. So the shelter is actually, I think it's the second largest homeless shelter in the United States. I think it's pretty awesome how much this space has grown and how big the trees are really getting here, because it used to just be like a vacant lot, but just more cement. Yeah, it's kind of a great place to get out of the shelter and come and be outside and be surrounded by all the birds, the bees, and all the plants. We get coyotes out here. We have rabbits, ground squirrels this year. So we get a little bit of everything. Yeah. Like the other day, a couple of folks wanted to make some scarecrows. And so I was working in the fields, but I'm like, all right, let's shift. I'm gonna grab some supplies and materials. And then we came out and they made 2 scarecrows. I've known people who've been coming out here for over a year and just know them really well. And you kind of get to know your neighbors a little bit too. And we try to provide educational opportunities. So while you're out here, or at least maybe give you lemon drop pepper on your way out or something like that to keep you toasty.
Bueno, alivia el corazón, alivia el sistema nervioso, haces ejercicio como Dios dice que hagas ejercicio, ¿no? Porque sentado uno no gana nada.
¿Ha vivido la vida de llanta mucho tiempo?
Sí, me gusta andar en bicicleta.
¿De dónde es usted?
Ecuatoriano.
Ecuador.
Halal es como le matas como las cosas del musulmán. No le matas como latinos, no le matas de aquí, le matas de aquí, le pongas como rezando, no, le matas como 2 veces y si le mata 3 veces ya la vaca no sirve para comer, porque es la ley del musulmán. Después le ganchas para salir toda la sangre. Hay muchos latinos que vienen y les gusta. Yo sí hablo árabe. Lo que pasa es inglés más o menos, porque yo trato más con latinos. Viví en Colombia como 15 años, en Venezuela 5 años. Más vivido con latinos y conozco mucho de Sinaloa, Michoacán, Jalisco, todos.
¿Has probado tu comida mexicana hecha con halal?
Nosotros estamos haciendo la birria halal. Sí, y mi hijo aquí viene de las 7, frente de la tienda 7 de la 1 de la noche. También si lo puede grabar, aquí viene hablando con él.
The name of the place is Cedars Tacos. We're from Lebanon, so in the middle of the flag there's the cedar tree, just to represent the culture and where we come from.
Right here we got a chicken quesadilla. We use a tomato basil tortilla. Over here we got asada nachos, chicken nachos, birria quesadilla, cheese, cilantro, onion. We also got our consomme on the side.
I started in the meat market. I grew up right here around the city. I wanted to branch out a little bit from my family.
Oh shit. No mames, güey. Tiene un pinche sabor bien rico. Está bueno, güey. No mames, güey, la quesadilla. Te voy a ayudar con otra, güey. Está bien buena.
It's that unhealthy delicious.
Wow. Cuando estás pedo, güey. Yeah, instead of going Tams and all that.
Habla español, más o menos. Hablar está bueno, pero comprende more, you know? Yeah. My dad Colombian, man. We're closer to the Latino community and the Arabic community because we're in South LA. I like it. I really like it. You know, I don't speak 1, 2 languages, 3 languages. That's the best part. I really just love food. How do you unite people sometimes? Through food. Everybody, it's a blessing to have everybody eat.
In the late 2000s, Robert Rizzo, the manager for the city of Bell, manipulated his way into receiving one of the highest salaries in the country. The investigation that followed became national news, putting a spotlight on the city of Bell as its government imploded. The history of Bell runs parallel with the history of Los Angeles. You've got the native Tongva who were wiped out so badly little of their history remains, Spain coming in, Mexico taking over, a short period where California tried to run itself, and then the United States. It was here that James George Bell bought 360 acres of the community of Obed, which was soon renamed Bell Station Ranch. Bell put down roots with his entire family, including his son Alfonso Bell Sr., who would himself go on to develop Bel Air. That's right, the city of Bell and Bel Air both came from the same family. During most of the 20th century, Bell established itself as a city and followed a pattern repeated throughout Southeast LA. That is, changes in economy, migration, and politics, resulting in white people leaving and brown people arriving. One thing that separates Bell from cities like Southgate and Cerritos, however, is its Lebanese community. In the 1970s, Lebanese immigrants began to arrive in Bell. What started with a scattered few eventually grew into an enclave of 2,000 plus Lebanese Americans. Then in the 21st century came the ravages of Robert Rizzo that left the city bewildered and abused. So picture Bell, reeling from the damage brought on by its own government. It would be understandable to find its citizens cynical and distrustful. Few would be surprised if this same paranoia began mixing with the Islamophobia that had taken root in other places in the United States. So what does it mean when in 2015, a city with an immense Latin American population elects their first ever Lebanese American mayor? At its most basic, the election showed that its people are thinking about who runs their city, and therefore have a belief that the damage done can be repaired. ¿Fue un buen camino o mal camino inventar las pistolas? Es importante defendernos y todo eso, pero ¿qué?
Las armas dice que son para para resguardo de una nación, pero Dios permite eso para que haya orden. La ley está para ordenar.
It's one of those two
gold guns?
Gold-plated guns. Yeah, I got a display. I'll show all that fancy stuff. We're Latino-owned. The people feel comfortable here. Sometimes they hear they go somewhere else, and since they don't know the language, they feel like they're not helped properly. But when the pandemic was at its peak, it was really busy. Law enforcement on the news said that they weren't going to respond to certain calls. The next day, the lines were out the door. About the third or fourth day, we were literally out again.
So what is it? It was just bullets that you were handing out, like that's what we got?
We were out of ammo too. So
Ninja stars, or what did you guys?
We have come across people where maybe a little mentally not there. So we get to a point where we're just like, yeah, you know what, we're not comfortable selling this firearm to you.
Yeah. Is there a type of client that you think would surprise people? Like,
little old ladies?
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they come looking for like revolvers and stuff like that.
Yours are like Legos of guns, right?
Yeah, I call it a Honda Civic with firearms. You go to a car meet and you see all Honda Civics, but each one's different. Each one's individual. Same thing with the AR. You can individualize it like anything.
Do you feel like movies make guns have a bad rap sometimes?
Sometimes. Or my biggest pet peeve is when the bad guy walks in and he racks the guns. Like, why would you do that? Like, the gun should already be ready to go. It's like, I don't get it.
¿Qué es el mejor restaurante de Bell?
La Casita Mexicana.
Pongan atención.
La Casita Mexicana. O sea, vendemos muy buena comida, muy limpios. Los chefs.
¿Usted trabaja ahí?
Sí, de ahí vengo.
No, córtale, ya, no.
Aquí les voy a salir para decirles que no me vean.
Do me a favor, put the recorder next to the musician. Just to get a little bit
I got you.
There's some good things and bad things that were brought with the pandemic. One of the good things is that we have the patio now, and you know the guests actually like it. So we have more space now available, and some people would want to just enjoy, you know, a celebration out here.
Contigo aprendí que existen nuevas.
Do you find that nobody wants to sit inside now that there's this great big...
Yeah, no, we have a lot of celebrations, birthdays, even weddings, especially at night. We light up a lot of candles and lights, so it becomes a really nice ambiance for a lot of people that want to celebrate.
Aprendí que la semana tiene más de 7 días.
Roast the chile stuff it with the meat. Raisins, the apples, the fresh fruits. Smother it with a pecan cream. Top it up with pomegranate seeds.
Contigo aprendí a ver la luz del otro lado de la luna.
¿Cómo ayuda a la comunidad a enseñar el boxeo?
Es una forma de entretenimiento, de ejercitarse y también de vivir, porque muchos de ahí viven. Es un deporte que da para vivir también.
Yo creo que hasta abril, mayo, no tal vez, más en los negocios, ¿no?
Para mí, yo hallo que la gente que viene a trabajar, no viene a hacer mal, ¿verdad? Son gentes humildes que sinceramente se dedican al trabajo.
¿Qué haría usted si usted estaba en control y podía decidir qué va a pasar?
Oh, me pondría triste.
Sería
sería muy difícil. Porque para llegar mojado a este país dicen que se gasta mucho dinero. Bueno, yo gracias a Dios yo vine legal aquí a este país.
Pero es difícil, de todos modos, es difícil.
Anywhere from 8 to 12,000 seen my message. One guy put a sign on, I saw him put my sign on the outside of the fence. I said, hey, that's a good idea. Because if they tear it down, it's going to fall in the traffic and it's going to be hesitant to do that. My wife takes me around about once a week. Yesterday, I had 8 signs and I put 7 of them up. I could make a sign in 15 minutes and it cost me for materials, only about $3.
Why haven't you been caught?
Well, I get caught once in a while. Maybe every couple of months I get caught in the act, red-handed. And the cop will usually be on the freeway when he sees me putting up signs, and he'll get on his loudspeaker and say, hey, take that sign down. I'm Jack Garret. I've been conflicting with the system for a long time. It's not my goal to piss people off. I want to, stop the war and stop ICE. I've been arrested like 50 times. Put me in handcuffs, and he broke both bones in my left arm while I was in handcuffs. They threw acid in my face one time, and they put quick-drying cement in my water meter, and finally they charged me with transmitting without a license, and the judge gave me 7 years in federal prison, which I did 6.5 on that. I had 4,000 followers on Instagram when somebody reported me as dead, and they memorialized my account and canceled it. 6 weeks ago, I was going down Randolph here in one of my battery-powered wheelchairs, and some guy came behind me. I didn't see him coming. According to witnesses, he swerved out of his normal path, intentionally hit me, spun me around, and left me on the pavement in a puddle of blood. Some people don't like what I do.
How do you feel about that?
What can I do? Except get a new wheelchair and tell them I'm still here. Let them know, hey, you're not going to win by trying to run me down. Well, I don't have much hope either. I don't think I'm going to win my struggle. I don't think I'm going to get rid of ICE. But I have to do something. I feel like I have to do something. And everybody should feel obligated to do something. Since I'm 85 and I'm getting close to death, I want to do as much as I can before I can't do it anymore.
Do you feel like by doing that stuff, it keeps you going a little bit? It gives you something to do,
Well, I have plenty to do. Viva la revolución, matando a perros se acaba la rabia.